Mhm.
So, thank you guys for coming, and I hope you are all excited to be learning about skincare today. This is one of my favorite topics, and I started to learn a lot about it with Young Living, and so that's why it kind of meant a lot to me to really learn all the ins and outs of it. So, first off, like there are lots of skincare products out there, there are lots of skincare companies out there, but I chose Young Living because they have a huge commitment to quality with their oils, with their skincare products. There were some things that happened in the past where they fixed things before it even needed to be fixed. And so I really respect that. They're also very transparent about what is in their products. And so I like that a lot. So the first thing I usually tell people to start with is to go and check out the website or the app Skin Deep. It's by the Environmental Watchdog Group. And this app is so important, or website, because you can plug in all of your home care products, all of your skincare products, and you can see how they rate. Like I swam and played water polo. I grew up in Hawaii. I use sunblock all the time. And so, I was like, well, I know I use good sunblock. I use a brand that's super popular and it has like good commercials where everybody's happy. And I plugged it in and it was like a 7 out of 10. So you want to have a 1 or a 0. 7 out of 10, not good. It had endocrine disruptors, which messes with your hormones. It had things that cause inflammation. And I have kind of sensitive skin, so I don't need anything contributing to inflammation. Like, I don't need any extra redness. I don't wear blush. This is all natural. And so it's really important to know what is in your products. That's usually where I tell people to start. And then going forward from that, just remember that consistency matters. So, like if you were going to train for a marathon and you ran once a month, you are not going to be ready for that marathon in 6 months. If you're trying to eat healthier and you eat broccoli on the first day of the month every month, that is not going to do much for you. So, same thing with skincare. You have to really commit to your routine to really tell if it's working or not for you. So I personally will never talk about a skincare product unless I've used it consistently for at least 3 weeks. I usually will wait 6 weeks because I'm just kind of crazy like that because I don't want to share with you my story if it's not something that I've actually really experienced. And so I will always use a product for a while before I share it with you. So the place that I tell people to get started and where I got started is really easy. It's just the Art Skincare line. So it has the gentle cleanser, the toner, and the light moisturizer. I use a heavier moisturizer, so I don't have that one to show you right now, but that is the easiest place to get started. This is a super gentle cleanser. It's very gentle on your skin, but it really gets the dirt and the grime, the makeup and stuff out. And toner, I never knew the value of toner. I used to just DIY it because I didn't think I should have to spend money on it. But toner is so important. And so I was using just the Art face wash and moisturizer, and I was making my own toner with witch hazel, which is great DIY option. And then I started adding a little bit of frankincense to it. And then someone had me try the Art toner, and I was so upset because I wanted to just love my DIY better than anything else, and I love the Art toner. It has frankincense in it. It has other great oils that are really expensive, and these are going on your face. So I always say you only have one face to put forward, so make it count, right? So that is where I recommend people to start. And it, like Julia said in the chat box, it comes in a super easy little 3-piece set. So it's all ready for you, ready to go. But the other thing I tell people that you have to have in your system is serum. So this is just like a bottle of argan oil, but it's actually, this is my DIY recipe. It's argan oil and rosehip oil. Then I have a bunch of super awesome like skin supporting oils as well. And if you're not into the DIY, that's fine because Young Living makes a really good serum called, I believe it's called the Art Renewal Serum. And that is super great for your skin. And so a lot of people just wonder like, why do I need serum? And that's a totally fair question because I never used serum before. And then I started learning more about it and I thought I'd give it a try. If it doesn't work, whatever, I won't recommend it to people and I won't use it. And it made such a big difference in my skin. Oh my gosh, like my skin used to be really like over here would always be really dry, but like over here would be oily and over here would be kind of like red or splotchy. Like my skin wasn't the best, okay? And in high school it was even worse. And so when I started with Young Living, first thing I just did was super simple. I just put a drop of lavender in my daily moisturizer and put it on my face. And I saw a great improvement on my skin. I was like, oh, this is cool. So I just kept doing that. And then after I had my baby, I had to upgrade because I was not getting as much sleep and my skin was not as happy. So I started adding a drop of frankincense into my moisturizer every day. And then my skin was like, okay, we're on board. But it just wasn't enough. My skin was changing. Hormones were all over the place. I wasn't getting as much sleep. And so I finally decided to try out the serum. This was such a game changer for me. So serum, if you're not sure why to use it, it's basically like all the vitamins that your skin needs. And you put it on and it's oily and it just gets down into all those pores and gets into like every little spot where your skin needs it. It's nourishing your skin from like deeper down. And then when you follow with your moisturizer, that's what kind of seals it all in and what kind of helps to condition the surface. So if you just use serum, your skin probably won't have that super soft feeling. If you just use moisturizer, your skin probably won't have that nice kind of plumpness and healthiness and that glow coming from underneath it. So I always recommend to use these ones together because it makes such a big difference. So no matter if you want to do the DIY serum or if you want to use the ready-made serum, either one, just make sure you use it. So my bottom line for skincare, like I know I just said make sure you do your routine every night, but some nights I am so tired, I just want to go to bed. Anybody else? I was like, I'm done. And so at the bare minimum, I will always put my serum on no matter what. So for me, this is a 2-ounce bottle. So for me at nighttime, I will use 2 of these like little half-filled droppers. I use a lot. Like my skin is greasy, like when I put it on. I put it all over my skin, my face, and I rub it down my neck and my chest. In the morning, when I don't want to look greasy because I'm going to be seeing people, I'll only use like that much. Can you see that? Not very much. And that's all you need to kind of get in there in the morning. And then I follow that with my moisturizer. So very simple. So for DIY, personally, I would recommend using carrier oil that your skin loves. And a lot of people don't know what carrier oil is, and it's really simple. It's just, essential oils are non-fatty, they're non-greasy, whereas carrier oils are heavier, they're greasier. You could use olive oil if that's all you have in the kitchen, or coconut oil. For me, that's a little too heavy for my skin. So I like to use coconut oil like for my legs and my shoulders, but I love using rosehip oil and argan oil personally for my face. And Tracy has a great DIY beauty book, which I'll post a link to later, that has tons of other DIY recipes that you can use. And she also has a glow serum. And she sent me a sample of it, and I love it. It smells delicious, and it's great. So once you have your carrier oils in there, now you need to add your essential oils. So if you have your starter kit, the best thing to do is add your frankincense and your lavender. That will take you so far. That is a great starting point. And then as you want to start adding other oils, I would recommend slowly adding them to your essential rewards order and build up your collection. So there's tons. There's lemon, which is in your premium starter kit. It's kind of great for kind of like any dark spots or anything. Alemi is awesome. It's kind of like the cheaper cousin of frankincense, and it comes from our Happy Peely Tree Farm in the Philippines. Like I said, don't ever be without frankincense. I have the big bottle. I don't even bother buying the small bottle of frankincense because this stuff is gold. It's amazing. One that I like a lot that I got on my essential boards is helichrysum. Geranium, like Julia had said, it's kind of like the poor man's rose. This one is great, smells really good. Royal Hawaiian sandalwood is a good one. Cypress, Roman chamomile has done wonders for my skin because I tend to get redness. So this one is very calming, settles your skin. It's amazing. Sacred sandalwood, and the big one, rose. Rose is very expensive. It goes on sale every now and then, but for me, I only use 1 or 2 drops in my serum. So this is the first bottle I bought over 3 years ago, and I still have like the labels in the way, but it's still in there. And it smells so good, and it's for my face. So, it's an expensive bottle, but it's lasted me more than 3 years. So I feel like I've definitely got my value from that. So that is my serum. Any questions about that? All right, so even when our skin is doing awesome, sometimes we still get that super annoying zit that comes up. And it is just the worst. It's such a jerk, isn't it? So I used to use Persagel. My husband always said use Persagel. And I would use it, and I maybe just put the tiniest bit like right here, and my whole chin would get dry and red and crackly. No matter like how tiny I put it, it just wasn't good for my skin. So I started using tea tree, and all I would do is just take my bottle, go like that, put it on my zit, and it was so gentle. It took care of things, and my skin was so much happier. And so that one is something that I recommend everybody have in their medicine cabinet. It's also great in the summer if your feet get stinky like mine do. Makes a big difference. I just rub it on my feet at night in some moisturizer, put some socks on. Things are better. So that's kind of for spot treatment. Let's say you're still getting breakouts. Another thing you should kind of think about is maybe the art line. If you have more kind of teenage prone skin, the Orange Blossom face wash line is amazing. Or if you have friends who have teenagers, or you have nieces or nephews who are going through this, it's super gentle. It's not drying. It's not very astringent. It still keeps your skin from getting kind of that dried out, like, I don't have zits, but I look like a skeleton now in a face. So the Orange Blossom option has a face wash and a moisturizer. And that came out at convention last year, the same time as the charcoal bar soap. So if you ever have like back knee or like kind of just problem skin spots, the charcoal bar soap is amazing because it sucks out all the impurities, but it doesn't suck out all the moisture. So if I use it on my face every day, it's way too strong for me. It'll dry my skin out eventually. It's just too much. So I use it maybe twice a month when I'm in the shower, like I'm using it on my body, and then I'm like, oh, you know, I don't want to wash my face when I get out, so then I'll just use it on my face. So I use it once in a while, and it is fantastic. Like, my skin is soft, my skin is renewed. It's amazing. But if pimples, kind of spot treatment are your thing, Young Living has an acne treatment, which I thought was just going to be like Gel and was just going to kill my skin, and I could not believe how gentle it was. I used it on a zit, and my skin did not feel dried out or anything at all. And my husband used to get a lot of back knee, so I would just put this on him, and his back was like better in no time. And now he uses a charcoal bar soap, and he doesn't have that problem anymore. So just saying, like, and he showers a lot more now too with it. So it's all worked out well. The other thing to add to your routine, this is something I recommend to like everybody. This was in one of my very first Essential Reward orders, is the Satin Mint Face Scrub. This thing is so gentle, but it just gets the job done. I used to use this exfoliant from another company, and it was really rough, and I thought that's how it had to be. And so when I first used this, it didn't feel like it was as rough as the other ones. So I was like trying to grind it into my face, and I was so surprised at how well it still works. And then I met a friend who's an esthetician, and she was like, no, don't use rough stuff. Like, I mean, this is really good. She said this one's awesome. But the one I used to use, she's like, that's way too harsh for your skin. You're damaging it. You're causing all sorts of little like micro tears in it that you don't want. And so she definitely told me, keep it, just use it on like my feet or my legs and stuff. Because I don't want to waste product. Like, I don't throw stuff away until I've used it up, you know? But this one I recommend for everybody on their face. It was one of the first thing in my Essential Rewards order. I use it about twice a week in the shower, and it's been fantastic. I also do it a lot as presents for Christmas, wedding showers, birthdays, baby showers, because new mamas need all the skincare support they can get, and they deserve a little bit of pampering, right? So that is kind of my go-to there. And then this is the Morale Luminous Cleansing Oil. This came out at convention last year, and it was already on the Young Living Asian market for a long time. Not a long time, but like about a year, I think. And then they released it in the US finally. And it is so amazing. So you can see it's a pretty big bottle. This is 4 ounces. I've had it a year now because convention was in June last year. This is July. And I still have a ton of it because you only need 3 or 4 pumps each time. And so this is very different than kind of the cleansers and stuff. So this is an oil. And even if you have oily skin, don't freak out. This is what you want. So the Morale Luminous Cleansing Oil, you put a few pumps on your hand, and then you massage it into your dry skin. So you're not wetting your face first. Massage it into your dry skin. Because it's oil, it gets nice and deep down into those pores, and it helps suck out all of that kind of dried up junk that's sitting in the pores that maybe just going with soap and water isn't getting regularly. So this one, and by the way, it smells super fantastic. Like, it's amazing. And so I love using that one. So after you put that on dry skin, I follow with my Art Gentle Cleanser with warm water. Because you got the oil in there, you want to keep everything warm to help pull it all out. If you prefer the Orange Blossom face wash, then I would follow with that one. Then you do toner, serum, and lately I have been following with the Serum moisturizer from Young Living. This thing, I was so mad. Like, I was slowly building my skincare collection, and then the month this was going in my ER order is when it went out of stock. And it was out of stock for something like 9 months or something. And everybody had been talking about how amazing this bad boy is. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. And they limited you to 1 bottle per account per month. And so I was like, all right, I'll try it. So it's a brightening cream. So I started using it and I was like, oh, my skin is doing pretty good. And I don't think it'll show up too well on the camera, but I started putting it on this hand every night for about 2 months and not putting, I wish the camera would show you a little bit better. This skin is like, when I push it, it doesn't get all the wrinkles that the other skin gets. This is not gonna work on camera, but it looks better, it feels better. Anybody that wants to meet me in person in the next 2 months while I'm still just putting on one hand, you can pet my hand, see what you like. But this one, I know it sounds so weird, but this one is amazing. So as soon as it comes back in stock, if you want me to send you a message to let you know when it's back in stock, I will do it, Jen. Okay, got you. You're on the list. I will send it to you. For my people watching the replay, message me if you want to be on the list. Julia, you're on the list. I will message you the minute I know it's back in stock because you're going to want it. It's so great for your skin. It kind of helps even out everything. It helps with any like little spots, or some of us get older. We are more prone to getting some spots here and there that maybe we don't want. So this stuff has been so fantastic. I wish you could see my hands. I wish this camera would show you better, because even like I showed my mother-in-law, and I was like, I've been doing it on one hand, and I was about to tell her which one to should. Let me see. It's that one. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. She's like, that was easy to tell. And I was like, thank you. Thank you. So if the Serum moisturizer comes back in stock, I recommend it to everybody. I personally use the Art moisturizer all the time, the intensive moisturizer. This one is really thick. And this is my little PSA. When I first got it, I didn't know how to get the lotion out. I was trying to pull this off and unscrew it. You just push the top and it comes out. That took me like half a day to figure out. So save yourself that and don't break your container. That's what I do, okay? So let's go back to routine, because now you have more options. We started off with a simple routine, just the Art Skincare line and toner. So now if you're ready to upgrade your routine, I would say exfoliate 2 to 3 times a week. I just leave this in the shower. That way I remember to use it. I would say use your Morale Luminous oil, maybe twice a week, 3 times a week if you get into the habit. Serum, no matter what, serum every day. And make sure you're moisturizing. So you've got your exfoliant, you've got your cleansers, followed by serum, or followed by toner, serum, and moisturizer. Keep doing that, all right? Now, what are some things that you can do to kind of help your skin as well? One of them is, do you clean, this depends how often you use makeup, but do you clean your brushes? Because I didn't, and I was like, when I finally did, I did a video and it was so, I almost didn't post it because it was so embarrassing how much nasty stuff was coming off of it. Hi, baby. And so clean your brushes regularly. Young Living has a great brush cleaner. It's like a little soap and you just swipe it in there. And they have a brush, like a scrubby. I don't have that one yet. I want to get it because it has more textures than this. But then you can kind of do this to help get all the gunk and grime out of there. Julia, do you have the scrubby for it? The little brush cleaner thing? I've heard good stuff about it. So that is a good one to do to kind of keep your skin looking good. But also, you can support your skin from the inside, not just on the outside. And so people are saying they're having lots and lots of skin problems. They just can't get it together. The first thing I ask them is, are you pooping regularly? And nobody wants to talk about that when they want to talk about glowing, beautiful skin, right? But your body detoxes through a lot of ways. One of them is getting your poo out of there. And if you're all backed up in there, your biggest organ is your skin. So stuff is going to start coming through. So I take Life 9. every single night for like 3 years now, and it's made a huge difference. I poop every day. I'm just gonna say that right now on video, recorded video for the world to see, okay? But this is in my essential oils order every single month, and it's made a big difference, not only in my digestion, but in my skin. Like, just Google gut health and what it's tied to, and you'll learn so much. The other thing, if pooping is going well for you, that's awesome. But I recommend if people want to try it out is sulfurzyme. So this is a supplement from Young Living, and it's super easy. It's just MSM and wolfberry. So it comes in little capsules. And MSM is just basically the building blocks of collagen. And collagen, hello, skin. We all want good collagen, right? So MSM supports your skin, your nails, and your hair. And it's also great for your joints. The other ingredient in it is wolfberry, which is what makes our ningxia red. So it's full of antioxidants, and which is great for your skin and your overall health. So I take ningxia red every day as well. I have the big bottle, but it was just easier to hold the little packet up for this video. And I even add like some of my oils to my daily shot that of ningxia. Like I'll add thieves to it if I'm feeling under the weather. I'll add daijies to it if my tummy has been upset, or peppermint to it if my tummy has been upset. And it's made a huge difference in my skincare. So I would definitely recommend ningxia red for everybody, regardless if they're trying to do skincare or not, because it's good for your cardiovascular health. It's good for your eyes. It's good for your skin. It's just full of antioxidants, which are awesome for your body. Even my baby drinks it. Well, no, he's 3. And sometimes he drinks it, and I think we're going to share, and he drinks the whole thing. And then I don't have any. And then sometimes he won't drink it. So he's a 3-year-old. So I'm not going to say he drinks it every day, because I wish he did. I wish he was just consistent so I would know how much to pack. But that's how he rolls. Okay, so that is supplements. And so there's a lot of other great things as well. I use the Wolfberry Eye Cream. Chrissy did a great post on it in the group. I don't use it super consistently because I just forget. So I think my under eyes have been looking pretty good, but I use my serum and everything daily. There is the Boswellia Wrinkle Cream, which I have not personally tried yet, but I've heard good stuff about it, as well as the Sandalwood Moisturizer Wrinkle Cream. That one's really good too. But the one that I do love, that I've only tried once, and I know I told you I use a product for 3 weeks before I try it, but it's a mask, so I feel like I can get away with this. This is the Art Beauty Mask. And I just decided to give it a try, to use it with my sister. I was just like, whatever, we'll just do this. And one, it was super fun because I don't really do masks, and so now I do because it was super fun. So when you tear it off, you take off the liner, and then you put it on your face, and you let all the goodness soak into your skin. But then there's still a lot of goodness magic juice left in the envelope. So I took that and I just put it all over my shoulders and my chest and everywhere because it's so good. And then later, the next day, my skin was just glowing. It had that extra glow and plumpness. Yeah, it was fantastic. Oh, good. Julia, you put it all over the place too? It's good stuff, huh? And so that's kind of what I would recommend for topically. And then the last thing kind of goes back to the very first thing we talked about, knowing what's in your products. If you wear a lot of makeup regularly, or even if you just wear it now and then, it's hard to know every single ingredient in your makeup because that's kind of the way the industry is made because it is trademarked. Same thing with the word fragrance. You don't know if that means they added half a cup of bleach or if they just pressed unicorn tears to make it. It's all trademarks. You have no idea. So the thing to watch out for, maybe instead of knowing every single ingredient in your makeup, because it's hard, is what is in your makeup. Bismuth is the thing that's in a lot of pressed powders. And I finally had given up on pressed powder because it would always make right here look really cakey and red no matter how lightly or heavily I applied it. And I learned that bismuth is probably the cause of why I was getting a lot of irritation right there, and it is in a ton of makeup. Talc is one to watch out for. A lot of other things, I'll put them in the comments for you, but that's why I switched to Savvy Minerals, and it's great makeup. I'm not wearing anything today except for their lipstick because this is a skincare class and I wanted to show you my skin. So I went live on camera, recorded for the world to see with nothing but lipstick on to show you that you can have good skin and be happy in it if you just take care of it. I sometimes, just be consistent, know what you're doing, and commit to it and give it a little bit of time. Sometimes our body has to detox from the old stuff it was using, and sometimes our skin has to adjust to new things. And sometimes you might choose a product that's just not right for you. Like maybe the art intensive moisturizer, which I love, isn't the best thing for Julia or Jen or whoever else is watching this. Maybe they need the orange blossom face wash. Hi, baby. Or there's so many options. So just take your time and figure out what works for you. So I hope you have enjoyed this. And I'm going to stop the recording now. And thank you guys.